Two teams looking to get their offense going right here. It's Don Bosco Garelli United and Aguilas Umak FC. We are bringing you match number 80 in the Philippines Football League 2025-2026 season as we are coming to you from the Rizal Memorial Stadium in the city of Manila. Alongside Jing Hamlang, this is Clara Manzano. Will be bringing you the commentary for this evening's matchup. And it's a bit of a concern, Jing, for these two teams. No goals scored yet in this new calendar year. As we have a look at the weather conditions, a lovely evening for football.
100%. Much better than it was earlier this afternoon where it was blazing hot. But as you mentioned, two teams that are struggling with scoring goals as of the moment. The last goals they scored were back in November before the break. And they need to find their shooting boots here if any team is to get 3 points. And of those two teams, of course, Aguilas slightly favored in that department. And they're going to be desperate to get 3 points here today, Claro, as they are currently in 7th spot with a few games in hand, yes, but they want to be able to make their way into that magic 6. And if they are to do that, they're going to need to score a few goals.
This is the second round encounter already right here between Aguilas Umak and Don Bosco Garelli. So these teams know each other well already. They've been studying one another over the course of the season. Definitely the case with the entire league as we know. So we may see some curveballs here and there. How are they going to counter the counter when you refer to the scouting reports?
The interesting thing, you mentioned that they are familiar with one another, but there are a lot of changes for these two teams. They have really restructured their lineups during this window, and that means the 3 goal scorers actually who found the back of the net in this particular game, they're not involved in this matchup. So there will be no Ibrahim Adamu, there is no David Julian William Combe, and Charles Simon Pickering is unavailable for this match for Aguilas. So, you know, you're talking about familiarity, but at the same time, there's a lot of difference as well between these two teams.
That was a 3-0 victory for Aguilas over Don Bosco Garelli. That match was played last October 26 right here at the same venue. And with that, of course, let's talk about Don Bosco Garelli heading into this matchup. Well, you could say it's massive already that they got to shake off those chains because they managed to bag a win already in this season, because sometimes there's just that tension in the air when you're unable to grab W's and go winless. Not the case here, but for how much longer can they go? Because simple as this, you want to get back on the score sheet.
Yeah, definitely for Don Bosco Garelli United, you want to start picking up points and start building a bit of momentum this season, but it hasn't been easy for them. Their last few tests have been against top 6 opposition, and it's been that way for quite some time actually. So this is going to be an opportunity for them, taking on against an Aguilas side that currently in 7th. You could argue they are a top 6 caliber team, but you know, their last outing was rather impressive. They were able to keep a clean sheet in the second half against One Taguig, a team that just recently beat the 3-time defending champions. So when you talk about Don Bosco Garelli United, they did lose their last match, but there were plenty of positives to take from that as we take a look at their lineup here.
It is a 4-3-3 for them, and they did rotate their players from that loss to One Taguig FC. And Coach Mike and his crew will, of course, look to start strong here. He'll have Michael Sims playing fullback as expected. Banjo Mahinay also. He is their captain and one of their senior members in the team. And you have Felipe Melgaco, the Brazilian, who will be leading the charge up front. So with that, with Garelli, let's talk about their players further, or let's get to one player with Banjo Mahinay. It's been busy for him as a defender. So I reckon in situations like these, where you're the less favored team, you have to play a perfect game. And obviously, it starts on defense.
Yeah, they've conceded 24 goals in their last 4 matches, 9 of those in the last 2. Banjo Mahinay is going to be key in making sure that they keep Aguilas stifled for as long a period of time as they possibly can. And from there, that will be the platform from which they can build and start to cause Aguilas some trouble.
And that's the situation for Banjo Mahinay and his crew. He is also capable of playing the central midfield position. We got to see that also in the different competitions of the PFL wherein they took part. So let's see if Garelli will be able to grab that W, of course, and take the fight here to the Aguilas. And with that done and dusted, of course, for Garelli, we broke down the situation. We broke down who's that highlight player for them, with Banjo Mahinay at the heart of defense. We're going to take it to our coach interview.
The last two games was very helpful for the team because we have seen our weakness, our strength, and we have corrected it in the past training. So we will work harder this time to play forward, attack the ball, and to have more chances inside the box. Because I think for the past two games, that's the one that we're losing. Defensively, we're a little bit solid. So this time we will try to play the ball forward and play more attacking this time. Thank you.
There you go. That's the outlook of Don Bosco Garelli heading into this match. Done and dusted here, of course, with Garelli. Let's head over to Aguilas Umak FC and break down what's in store for them in this game. They were happy, actually, in that 0-0 draw versus Manila Digger to start off the calendar year, given that Digger are an AFC team, but they did fall to Stallion Laguna just to reset their momentum of sorts. So, it's really a must-win situation here. Okay, it's understandable that teams lose in a game, but you obviously don't want to get into that hole and lose two straight.
Yep. Aguilas need to start picking up momentum here in 2026. They have reshuffled their lineup quite a bit, and it's time for them to develop that chemistry. And this is a perfect platform for them to get to know one another and build a bit of momentum and a bit of positivity in a match where they are favored to win. And so this is a real opportunity for them to buckle down, find their attacking connections, and start scoring goals and to pick up some crucial points here in 2026.
You have to take every single opportunity, of course, to grab those points here and there. It's definitely not easy. They're not going to be given to any team at all. And we have a look eventually at the lineups of Aguilas Umak to see how they'll be shaping up right here. Isa Diallo is celebrating his birthday and he is starting up front. I'm sure he wants that birthday goal. Nano Amita is also back after serving a suspension along with Cart Talarok. And then you actually have Richard Talarok, the brother of Cart, playing right back. No Brian Palpalato, who is usually a starter right here for them, actually.
That's right, and he is going to be a bit of a miss, but they do have a lot of talent in this squad, and it's just about being able to deliver in these crucial moments. And you know, one of the players that will get an opportunity to shine today is JV Kalukaran. You know, without Palpal Talarok in the squad, JV Kalokaran is new here in the Aguilas setup, just brought in this recent window, and he is going to have an opportunity to shine this evening. And a fantastic opportunity as well, because up against Garelli, you'd expect him to get forward often and be able to be in support of the attack.
We've seen JV Kalukaran invert as a fullback of sorts, getting way higher than usual for a left back and would get involved in the attack. So that's how they'll be preparing for this game or lining up for this game. When you refer to Aguilas Umak, we'll take it to our coach interview, of course, to get their outlook this time around.
For the game tonight, again, all the teams right now are very strong right now. So we cannot predict always in the game. So we'll try our best today and we'll try to win the game.
Coach Oliver Colina, this briefing us with what's in store for this game. It's number 10, Don Bosco Garelli United and Aguilas Umak FC. So the last time actually that Garelli did get to score was against Kaya FC Iloilo. That was a 7-1 result that went the way of Kaya. That was last November, to be precise. And as we said, also similar for Aguilas. No goals yet in this calendar year. Yes, you start off getting a goalless draw against Manila Digger. Well, I mean this in a good way, because yes, that's Manila Digger. Good luck stopping their defense. They got to start off the year strong because they arguably revamped their squad. Plenty of names departed, and they had to definitely fill in those gaps here and there. So there you go. Match number 80 right here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. Do you expect this game to be a bit different given this is being played in the evening. I'm not expecting any cooling breaks. Maybe more back and forth action. You don't have to worry about the heat.
Yep. I think this is going to be a high-octane match. Aguilas have a point to prove here. If they want to be a contender in the top 6, these are the type of matches that you need to be able to win, and you need to be able to win them convincingly. On the opposite end of the spectrum, though Garelli United look to be a side renewed, and having that confidence in themselves that they can keep a side like Wantagig quiet for 45 minutes will be massive for them. So heading into this game, there's going to be a lot of confidence. So I think these two teams are all set to have a fantastic contest here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium.
Similar to Garelli, Aguilas last scored on November 23 to be precise. That was a 7-1 victory over Valenzuela PB Menjola. But first we'll take it to the pitch now. Your starting 11 for Don Bosco Garelli United. They're playing in the 4-3-3 as we've mentioned, and expect Hayato Kame to dictate things from the middle at central midfield. You also have Romel Catarinin, who once played for Aguilas. And as you said, Banjo Mahinay will lead the way for them. Interesting, they're playing a 4-3-3, an attacking-oriented formation. But we've seen, of course, Garelli have some fine-tuning to do on defense. Also will eventually jump ship to the other side with their starting lineups.
And we heard it from the coach of Don Bosco Garelli. They're happy with how they've defended. They want to get bodies in the box now and to be able to threaten going forward. So we'll see how that pans out for them.
And with our match officials, ang referee natin ngayon ay si Chris Mel Cayabyab. Ang kanyang assistant referees ay sila Hamid Pasion at Ryan Clores. Ang fourth official ay si Chris Mark Nanyola. Si Roberto Hernandez ay ang referee assessor, at ang ating match commissioner ay si Miss Ira Ilan. Banjo Manhinay, the captain, Nano Amita, the skipper for Aguilas, returning from suspension. You never want to lose your captain to suspension, of course. But now we have a look. It's also a 4-3-3 for Coach Bing Colina.
Arnel Amita is going to be key for them in unlocking this Don Bosco Garelli side. And there's just so much great local talent out there. Iko Mangawang is going to get his chance in between the sticks today. And he's got a formidable defense in front of him. And you've got Tete, Depola, and Amita, who are going to be pulling the strings in the middle. Cartalarok, Bukit, and Diallo providing the firepower up top. Villarreal back with the Aguilas in the middle alongside Unsworth. Richard Talarok on the right side, JV Calocaran on the left.
And Shotaro Ishii is on the bench for Garelli. He did get the nod against Wantagig, but these are your respective game changers. Temoshi Shiraoka is on the bench for Aguilas, often getting the start. And you have Emilio Bongolan as one of your game changers also right here. Aguilas in white, Garelli in black and orange. And I presume both teams will look to start strong right here. The thing here with the Aguilas is they rotated their players here and there. So Bangawang getting the start, and as you've mentioned, he actually has a number of clean sheets to show already for this season. He's been that backup to Temoshi Shiraoka. But for Garelli, that bright spot they could look at. Yes, they conceded 3 against 1 Taguig. But you could say they held 1 Taguig, a powerhouse, a high-octane team, goalless in the second half last week.
Malaking bagay yun, klaro. Especially when you're talking about momentum, they could look at that, say, sige, kalimutan na natin yung first half. In that second half, we kept the team that is battling for the league title quiet. So let's build off of that, and let's see if we could do the same to Aguilas, and let's do a little bit better than that. Let's find our moments inside the box.
So Aguilas playing from right to left. It's Garelli from left to right. Quick start from the two teams. You actually saw Garelli get forward and then Aguilas look to immediately counter. Playing left wing right here for the Aguilas, there's Ray Bukit, who is from Indonesia. And from what we see online, he's on loan from Nusantara, a club that the Aguilas actually partnered with just about last year. Mahina's clearance just went to the opposing captain in Amita.
Quick look there at Recredo Bukit. Nabanggit mo nga, no? Galing sa Indonesia, pumupunta sa Pilipinas para maglaro ng football from a football-crazy nation of Indonesia. Coming over here, finding an opportunity, and perhaps thinking to himself, this is a good platform for me to be able to uplift myself and in my career as a football player. And that's a testament as well to the growth of the Philippines Football League over the last few years, and particularly this season where things have become a lot more competitive and where we've seen a lot of promise now in where this league could go.
And Bukit actually has experience also with Balester Khalsa of Singapore.
Well-traveled.
Speaking of Indonesian players though, we are aware that Nur Hidayat is the OG Indonesian to play right here in the Philippines Football League. We've been talking about this actually over the course of this day with national team players or players from different countries playing here in the PFL.
What a player Nur Hidayat was.
He was showing us the levels to this game, right, with what you were saying. Coming from Indonesia, casually just gets a stop even if he's 1v1. Here come the Aguilas now, and it's intercepted by Mochamrad.
Great intervention. Move was started from some great work from Caloocan on the left side, actually. Started that play, but that's promising from the Aguilas. Getting into the final third, delivering a dangerous ball very early on in this match.
And JV Caloocan gets it to Dodong Villarreal. There's the extra chemistry. These two tend to bounce between the Aguilas and Stallions, so it's easy to imagine them wearing those two jerseys. I said it to JV myself. I said, I mean that in a nice way.
Definitely a bit of familiarity between those two players. You'd like to think that they found a home here with the Aguilas.
JV. Cut that one to Bukit.
Again, it's tidy work in tight spaces. Two players on the left side.
We saw some shirt pulling, but that did not stop the Aguilas. Here they come now on the right. Cart doing his thing. Chance now, and denied once more by the keeper. Follow up, but there is a whistle at that moment. But Pedro De Paula almost getting it in. But Mochamrad is shaken up from that collision.
It's brave goalkeeping from the man in between the sticks. He's put his body on the line there. He's paid the price, but the return is that this clean sheet remains intact for the time being.
Let's have another look at that spell.
You just don't have that kind of time, Claro, to take a touch, allow the ball to bounce up high. If you remember our first match here, Finn McDaniel taking everything first time pretty much in and around the box. That's the reason why in these types of matches you don't get a lot of time in these spaces. You need to be a predator. And right there, De Paula allowed the ball too much time to be taken up by the goalkeeper.
It takes some one-touch magic. Not that they're going for the highlights. You got to do it fast because what you said, Dito, what you said, the defense will clamp you down. Villarreal. Went to Hayato Kame. Collides with his teammate Jerome Barca. JV Kalukaran also spent yesterday coaching in the high school ranks. He's a high school coach for Southridge. And this one is won by Bukit. So the Aguilas will resume play from the left. They have the option to play it long. As I say that, they play short to Amita to facilitate.
Now they're happy with how things are going. They're moving the ball around well. They're getting some lovely fluidity going on early.
They wanted to go on the right. Isa Diallo, the birthday boy. Nano Amita, heavy touch. Bukit to chase.
He's not done Bukit any favors there, Arnel Amita, but he's done a great job to keep possession.
It's with Tete. Seems like they want to switch. But speaking of that partnership between Aguilas and Nusantara of Indonesia, you also got to see the likes of Xavier Zakaria, just to name a few, who did suit up with the Aguilas. They were on loan at that time. That was in one of the previous pre-PFL seasons, just the last one, actually.
And you gotta love that, right? The management of these teams and these clubs are getting inventive with how they go about with the progression of their players, the progression of their squads. And certainly, the more that you delve into it, the more you realize just how massive the network of football is. It truly is the world's game.
It shrinks the world somehow, despite of the world just being oh so huge. Garelli playing it long. Here's the Talaro connection. And we're just wrapping up this conversation in the Indonesian connection, the players here in the PFL. You could help us in that aspect because I know you speak Indonesian, right? Bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah, you know, spent a little bit of time there as a young man. Selamat malam to all of our Indonesian viewers.
Seven minutes into this game, you actually see Amita calling for it in the middle. They will persist on the right. Flag is raised here though.
We haven't had too many breaks in this game. It's been played at a really good tempo, particularly from the side of Aguilas. They're going to be disappointed by that offside call.
You also see that there is Tom Unsworth playing at the back for the Aguilas. We did get to introduce him already weeks back. His baptism of fire was playing against Manila Digger. So what the Aguilas did, they banked on familiarity, and with all the holdovers from last calendar year, plus JV Kalukaran, they got the start. Well, there's the holdovers plus Kalukaran and Unsworth, and they held Digger to a goalless draw. And they tried to test Mangawang right here when he was on his feet, but saw it was on its way out.
Ambitious attempt from Martins Melgago, but you like the intention from him. Had the awareness to see that Iko Mangawang was a little bit off his line.
Kalukaran. Bukit wanted to drag it forward.
One thing I'm really liking is the intensity of Aguilas when they lose possession of the ball. They are very aggressive in trying to suffocate Don Bosco Garelli.
That seems like a Nano Amita trademark. When they do that as a team, they could suffocate possession away from you. Throw in from Bangi. Ends up at Bukit. Garelli crowding the right side. Kalukaran sends it to safety. Isa Diallo will chase. Keeper off his line. Sends this one to the grandstand. Too close for comfort.
Looked like a lost cause for Isa Diallo, but he went to chase it, and good things happen when you work hard.
Diallo returned it to JV. Tete. Richard Talarok gets to recover. Kame intercepted. And this is going now because of the touch earlier from Yamaguchi. Unsworth showing us there's levels to this game. Cartalaro cutting in. Shoots.
Oof. It's a great hit from Cartalaro. Pulls the trigger. Not a lot of backlift on that one. It didn't look like he had the space to pull the trigger or that he was even thinking about it. And all of a sudden it was goalward, forcing a good stop there from the goalkeeper.
And this will end up as a corner kick for Amita. They took it short. They return it. The cross. Tete. This ball taking a great number of bounces. Amita climbed the ladder there though to get it. Kalukaran clearly with the foul.
Might get a talking to JV Kalukaran. He's going to get a stern warning. It's clever from him, but Chris Melkayabyab felt there was a lot of intention there to break down the play and that the contact was intentional.
Mahina will send this one from the half line. Ooh, a foul against the Aguilas. And Broby is down. The former UE Red Warrior.
This is a gift for Don Bosco Garelli because it seemed like a nothing ball, really. Didn't seem a very threatening set piece. And now they have a real chance here, just outside of the box. They can test Iko Mangawang in goal.
Clearly within shooting distance. A 4- or 5-man wall being set up. Both teams again with a scoring drought. There's just that grind to get out of slumps like these, but the moment you do, or just score, and it appears to be a fantastic feeling. You got Yuta Yamaguchi setting up to take this one. He may take it with his left with the way he is setting up. I thought Garelli were going to be clever and we're going to add one of their players to the wall with those games here and there. Here's a shot taken, absorbed by the wall. Another chance, header is over. Katarinin would have liked to score against his former team, the man from Masbate.
Actually a good chance for them. It's come from nothing, but it fallen to him in a really good position. He'd be disappointed he wasn't able to put that closer to goal.
It stays with the Aguilas in white. Amita. I believe that is the last Amita brother already playing in the UAP at the high school ranks. John Lloyd Amita, aka Jumong, the younger brother of Nano.
Grabe, ang angkang Amita. Both for the men's and women's game. There have been so many of them who have come through. Impressive.
Nano's brother Ace will be competing tomorrow in the UAP finals. Open goal here, keeper was out. Garelli doing well to get the ball forward. Todong in a tough spot, got it back to Mangawang. There's the pressure being mounted from Jerome Abarca. Mangawang and Abarca do know each other well from their college days. They send this one forward, but that's not how you want to end that lovely spell.
Particularly since Mangawang was back in position already. So Broby perhaps would have been better to just pass that on to a teammate, keep the attack moving.
Unsworth, long ball over the top. Sent to the side by Traore. De Paula. The Brazil to Indonesia connection, no good there. A quarter of an hour into this one already. Both teams showing some true purpose with the ball.
Yeah, it's been competitive between the two teams. Signs of life from Don Bosco Garelli in the last few minutes in particular. Aguilas starting really quickly in this game. I feel like we're set up for a fantastic 90 minutes here.
Let's see if they'll be able to sustain that. Garelli had that relatively slow start again against Wantagig, hence they conceded 3 goals in the first half last game. That essentially became the final score also, 3-0. Chance to cross.
Oof.
It's no good here though for the birthday boy.
It's a great find to get him right in front of that 6-yard box. It's a dream for a striker to get a ball like that. Mabilis yung pagkadating ng bola, but really, you should be hitting the target.
Nakainano ang Mita ngayon. Book it. Kalukaran gets it. Whips it in. Cartelaro got to it, but not the right direction, of course. It's Aguilas, Umak in white. Don Bosco Garelli in black and orange. Throw in from Michael Sims. Katarinin will push. He's got Yamaguchi making a run for it. Mangawang kay Tete. Chivi Kalukaran under pressure from Abarca. Onsworth. It's his first overseas experience, so he mainly played back home in England. It's always different, I reckon, players playing abroad for the first time.
There's definitely a learning curve that needs to ensue, particularly with the climate, a different style of play. But this will feel comfortable, this type of tempo.
That's gotta hurt there for Richard Talarok. Lost it on his own. Possession at 63-37.
And that shouldn't worry Don Bosco Garelli all that much. What's key for them is to limit the number of clear-cut chances for Aguilas Umak. They've allowed a few to take place. Luckily, they have not been taken advantage of by the opposition, but they have done well in stifling Aguilas after the first few minutes.
Closing in on wrapping up the first 25% of this game. Amita versus Kame. Bukit with the option in the left. There's Diallo up front. Cartelaro on the right. And it's a foul against Garelli. They were on the verge of going on a breakaway. Bukit. Diallo. Earlier today, Stallion Laguna did defeat Philippine Army 5-1. Finn McDaniel led the way there with 4 goals. Ago Ariola, a candidate for goal of the season, we will say. Put that on the list. And Kalukaran getting tangled up. That was with Bangi.
Arm across the shoulder. It's an easy one to spot for Crismel Cayabyab. That's a position that we expect JV Caloocanan to be in more often in this game.
We got a look earlier at Coach Bing Colina. Right before the holiday Christmas break, he was with Kaya FC. A number of coaching changes as of late for the Aguilas when you look at the season as a whole.
You have the opportunity to become a head coach. It's a great opportunity for Coach Bing Colina to showcase what he's all about.
Caloocanan from Bukit. Amita. Quick passing here. Ends up with Isa Diallo. Kart Talarok. Flag raised here though on the other side.
It's a real disappointment for Aguilas Umak because otherwise it would have been a sensational move for them. Look at the football they're playing, and it's a tight one, Claro. Oof. Boy, was that tight.
Talk about breaks of the game, right? You're on the clear and then there's a call that doesn't go your way. So that happened to the Aguilas. Earlier, Garelli won it in midfield. They were gonna push, but referee Crismel Cayabyab said there was a foul against them, so it became an Aguilas free kick.
Dun sa passage of play na yun, nakikita natin kung ano talaga yung potential na tong Aguilas Umak. So that quick exchange, Amita and Bukit, they get it over to Diallo. It really was a thing of beauty.
Aguilas eventually secured despite Obangi almost getting it. Amita 1 and 2. Keeps it in here. Had to double check that if he was good. And Amita eventually gets hit in the lower leg.
Just good, clean intensity from the two players. Look at this. No complaints, no second actions. Just 100% full commitment from both players.
When players from both sides bring the intensity onto the pitch, the fans win, of course.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to see that.
It's a physical game, football. It's definitely a contact sport.
22 minutes into this one. A number of Aguilas corners in this game already. There's a player down for the Aguilas. It looks like Bukit. Amita will carry on because he saw his teammate is okay. Brings it in. Unsworth. A bit of the chaos again. Both sides getting bodies into the goalkeeper area. Villarreal will stabilize. De Paula. Caloocanan. He says, let's play long. What a ball. They got that one. To Cart. Keeper got to it. Slipped past his hands. But it was outside already.
Again, Aguilas looking really promising at the moment. This one has gone out. But the way they've been moving the ball, the tempo in which they're able to do it, very impressive from Aguilas. Bing Colina will be quite pleased with what he's been seeing in the last 5 minutes.
It's a game of fine margins. Diallo up against Mahinay. Got past one. Robbie just sent it back to him though. De Paula taking on 3, 4. Amita returned it. And it ends up as a goal here. What a spell. Define team play. Watch that one.
Incredible, fantastic, intricate football from Aguilas Umak. Nano Amita just lifting that into the path of De Paula, who this time didn't need a touch. And he puts it into the back of the net, a deserved opener for Aguilas Umak.
That one in the 25th minute. Technical ability, quick passing.
For Aguilas, Umak FC.
Incredible. Great piece of skill to create a bit of room. Gets it to Nano. Gets it right back. And look at how many black shirts are in that space. They're all clumped together and they've managed to find a bit of room. A bit of magic from those two players. And Aguilas are on top.
Mangawang punch that one out. The Polar goal scorer from Brazil.
Siguradong tumatak sa kanya yung unang chance na he took a touch in front of the goalkeeper and that chance went begging. Kaya naman on the second opportunity, hindi na siya nag-hesitate. You could see he smashed it as well from close range.
And Garelli with that intention to just answer back. Got the ball quickly when they had that unsuccessful attack. We'll play it long. Jallo dropping down and winning it. Amita. That one got me dizzy there with his quick shifts in direction.
He's a magician.
The Aguilas lost it there. That's why it's with Garelli.
The ball at his feet. Arnel Amita has that ability to produce something special. And it's that kind of quality that runs through the squad of the Aguilas. It's a very young team as well. There's a reason why there's a lot of excitement around this club at the moment.
Abarca versus Caloocaran. Bukit, they tried to double him. Abarca took a hit, but it will still remain with Garelli.
Looks a painful one for Abarca. It's on his ankle. He's going to need a moment to shake that one off.
Throw in. It's back with Abarca. He'll try to get creative. Here's Mahinay. He wants to switch. Now I was going to say Bukit gave Abarca his welcome to the PFL. Or welcome to the... Pero baliktad dapat with Bukit as the newcomer coming from another country.
But you can see Bukit, he's a full-blooded type of player. He's not going to back down from any 50-50.
Nearing the half-hour mark already.
We haven't had a chance to mention, the goal drought has been broken. It's been a long wait for the Aguilas. And finally, they are on the board.
Now the next one will be to get their first win of the calendar year.
Ooh, that could be... Nope, it's waved away.
That was an Abarca fall against Caloocaran. Things getting scrappy here. And it's a foul against Hayato Kame and Garelli.
There are some appeals for a penalty. And when you see the arms of Caloocaran extended, there's always a worry that it could get called. Would love to see an opportunity to see that one again.
Unsworth gets it back to Mangawang. So it's a draw and a loss again for the Aguilas. Their recent result, a 2-0 loss to Stallion. For Garelli in this calendar year, a loss to Kaya 6-0 and a loss to Wantagig 3-0. Tete gets this one back. He has that matchup with Michael Broby in the midfield. Richard and Cart getting forward.
It's just great football, Claro, from Aguilas. Look at how they're keeping possession here.
Amita will whip it to Bukit. Stop by Bangi. He's been a busy man at right back right here for Coach Mike Reconalia.
Oof. He's wriggled free against two. Bukit has been impressive to start off this match.
I don't know how to describe that.
He's been physical, he's been technical, and right there, he showed a bit of relentlessness to keep the ball and win that free kick.
Let's take another look.
It's just been clipped by Jerome Abarca.
Free kick on the left now. Definitely a chance to set up a teammate. Here's the nano service. Kalukaran chested. Tried to drive it. Clearance here though, unsuccessful. Bukit. Kalukaran. Kartalarok. Low cross. Scissors here. De Paula wanted to get his second goal. Also in style.
Just didn't catch it the way he was hoping. But why not? Why not take an attempt from there?
Amita driving their offense now. Isa Diallo. Happy birthday to you. They double their lead in the 32nd.
It's a goal created with a beautiful touch from Arnel Amita. Truly is. He's looked like he's gonna pass it to his right side. He reverses the pass. Isa Diallo all alone, acres of space, just had to roll it into the back of the net. Have a look at this. Drop of the shoulder, looks like he's gonna go right, passes it left, and it's an easy finish for the birthday boy. Isa Diallo doubles the lead. Aguilas in control.
2 goals for the Aguilas, both set up by Nano Amita.
Welcome back, sir.
Ask Isa Diallo, what's it like to score on your birthday? Well, we can't ask him now, of course. Yamaguchi will push. Gets this one back. There's Milgako also getting forward. Katarinen's looping ball. Couldn't reach Milgako, the Brazilian striker. But it's a whistle that will go their way. Quite a response.
You like his aggression, JV Caloocaran, but he's right on the edge. And sometimes he goes over. And in that position, there's really no need to come in that hot, knowing that it was going to be a difficult ball to control and there was no threat around. Instead, he's given up a free kick in a very dangerous spot here.
Sometimes I would hear our colleagues who are former players say there are free kicks that are too close, like literally at the edge of the goalkeeper box. Does this one count or puede pa?
It's right there on the edge. I would say it's slightly on the side of being too close. If it was outside of that half circle, it would be a bit easier because you have to get it up and over the wall, but you got to get it down as well. Oof! It went through, and it was so close.
Felipe Milgako getting close. I thought that was on target myself.
And Mangawang was caught, rooted to the floor just watching that, hoping and praying that was going to go wide.
The Aguilas dodge a bullet. Garelli growing in confidence. They've had some of those already. Free kicks in dangerous areas. Caloocaran. Binato rito kay Diallo. Slightly too much to the left throw in sa Garelli. About 10 minutes and change remaining in the first half. It's 2-0 for the Aguilas, courtesy of De Paula and Diallo. Shots at 95. And you have an early change here. You have Ian Eady, who will enter. And they didn't wait for the halftime to make this sub.
For Don Bosco Garelli United. Their number 34, Jerome Abarca, is replacing
That normally means it's a tactical change. Coach feels a serious change is needed, and it needs to happen right away.
So Aguilas also entered along with Eady. Garelli keeping it. Looks like I spoke too soon. De Paula looking to push. One goal for him already today. Milgako. What a burst of pace from him. Nakayamaguchi. Here's a header, and there's Mangawang with a super save. Make that a double save. Shot from distance here when it goes out and about.
That looked like a sure goal for Don Bosco Garelli United. Once that cross comes in and you see he's all alone, you think it's going to end up in the back of the net. Mangawang gets a touch there. Second opportunity, he's back up on his feet. And he's kept this clean sheet intact.
Mangawang already with at least one clean sheet in this season. You obviously want more. What a goalkeeping roster. You got Temoshi Shiraoka, he's on the bench today, and then you have Iko Mangawang.
Player down here, it's Arnel Amita.
Ball still in play though.
The referee has completely ignored him here. Chris Melkayabyab will pick out a yellow card. He should know that it was a serious tackle. Not sure what's happened here. It looks like he's kept the card in his pocket, actually.
What's great is that Amita is on his feet. And Amita, off camera, gave a bit of a push to Aguilas, our assistant referee, heading onto the pitch.
And it's clear Ebenezer Aguilas has been given instruction to keep Arnel Amita quiet. But he's gone a little bit overboard with that initial tackle.
Amita is trying to shake it off. There's fourth official Chris Mark Danyola. You could hear Amita tell coach being okay lang.
He's not a player you want to lose, Arnel Amita. Both if you're an Aguilas fan and if you're a neutral. The guy plays with a bit of flair.
I did say this before also, I think, during a Kaya game. Never mess with an FEU Tamarao. There's a number of former FEU players also with Kaya. Amita himself, also from that school.
It was a little unusual how the yellow card was given, though, you must say, from Chris Melkayabyab, that he consulted with Arnel Amita as to who hit him. Can you see here, you see how late he is. Right, he's come in, he's kneed the thigh. It seemed as if the referee needed a bit of confirmation as to who was the guilty party. However, you must say he's made the correct decision there in booking Aguilas. Because he was nowhere near the ball there, Claro, and the only intention was to make contact.
But back to the action. We have confirmation again in the yellow. Answer to Villarreal. Kalukaren. We also got to see that was Coach Mike Reconalia, I believe, having a chat with fourth official Chris Mark Nanyola. De Paula back to Wandsworth, a tight space. Villarreal from Mangawang. Triggers the foot race. Mahinay there gets to stop. Two-0 again is the score, courtesy of Pedro de Paula. Isa Diallo doubled the lead. But Garelli knocked on the door a number of occasions already. Michael Sims, a former UP Fighting Maroon, a veteran already of the PFL circuit. Got to win it for them.
Credit to Don Bosco Garelli United. They've really shown good fight in this game. They've come out with a lot of intensity. They've had moments of their own. But you must say Aguilas have had just that little bit more quality when they do have the ball.
That came off the head of Bukit.
Okay, next.
Bangi got some distance there. It's back with Traore. Sims. Will play it back. Garelli retreating. On Shamrad. And Tete winning it as that holding midfield. Amita flicked it, but the flag is raised. Well, now it's Buke to hit the pitch. Four minutes remaining until additional time. Alongside Jingham now, this is Taro Manzano. Thank you for joining us on the PFL social media pages. Edie just got this one back to Caloocaran though. JV, not sure if he tried to sell that one. No whistle from our referee. Yamaguchi. Bukit, a timely slide. What a clearance. Oh, Villarreal. Came off a Garelli player. Went to Mangawang.
He's gonna let the boys play here. Referee Chris Melcayabyab. I felt like a whistle could have been blown there on Caloocaran. But he's setting the bar a little bit higher.
Unsworth. He's from the youth program of the likes of AFC Bournemouth, Reading, Boreham Wood, and Oxford, just to name a few. His last stint before heading here to the Philippines was with Beaconsfield. Villarreal asking for options. Similar to the first game today, the next goal, the most important, the Aguilas could get a comfortable cushion. If they make it 3, Garelli will trim it to a precarious 1-goal lead for the Aguilas if they can pull one back.
And more than just a comfortable cushion, it would knock the fight out of Don Bosco Garelli. Right now, they haven't slumped their shoulders. They haven't put their head down. They're competing for every ball still. That would change dramatically if a third one were to head in here for Aguilas, who are good value for this 2-goal lead.
You gotta love the intensity being brought by both teams. It's a corner kick, less than 2 minutes remaining until stoppage time. Here's the header, but it's a save from Shamrad. But that was Bukit.
He got up high for that one. He's got some hops, Bukit.
Quite a game for him already. We were saying this in the first half. He's been able to make an impact in the midfield from his left wing spot. Hayato Kame. Sims will look to push. A long ball. Answorth let that one go, but Villarreal recovered. It was close to being won by Katarinin. Cleared off by Motshamrad. Two players took a hit. Ian Edie.
There will be a minimum of 2 minutes.
Bukit got to win it, but Amita's touch let him down. Yamaguchi says, let's slow it down now. Let's come up with a quality possession. What needs fine-tuning right here, Jing, for Garelli? Because they are getting those chances here and there, like these. Like this, rather.
You know, they are doing well in making sure that they fight for possession and they fight to win the ball back. I think in that respect, they will be quite pleased. However, how they keep possession and how they find the spaces does need a bit of improvement. They just need to be a bit more patient. It seems strange. They need to be slower and faster at the same time. They need to slow things down when things don't, or when the picture in front of them is not favorable, and when things are favorable, they need to play a little bit more quickly. This is a great example. That's a bit of a forced one.
Our goal scorers connecting. Diallo is surrounded. Will he take on the entire defense? Mahinay says no, he got the ball. Well, gets a yellow. That may be that last man foul, denial, sorry, of an obvious goal scoring opportunity, I reckon.
I'm not sure you could say he was the last man there. There was a...
Not last man, yeah.
Well, actually on that replay, he was the last man with players coming back to take in position as well. So, decent call there from the referee. And he's saying he got the ball, but he got a lot of the man there as well. Not sure in that replay if he touched the ball first, though. Banjo Mahinay taken down Issa Diallo, who you would say incredible confidence from this man. There's 4 players of Don Bosco there, and he decided, you know what? No problem. I'm going to go myself.
Oh, he wanted a birthday brace. But that's tough for Garelli. Your captain starting center back with a yellow card. We are still in the late stages of the first half. We saw a number of Garelli free kicks here and there. Now it is a set piece for the Aguilas. And we are in the dying stages of the first half. They have a chance to sneak in another goal. Nano shoots. Doesn't score though. It was close.
It was not far. Great game on our hands here, Claro.
Quite a first half here. You love the energy from Garelli and the Aguilas. It's 2-0, courtesy of Pedro de Paula and the birthday boy, Issa Diallo. We'll catch you in a bit after this break. Back at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila, it is 2-0 for Aguilas Umak FC over Don Bosco Garelli United in your Philippines Football League action. Your goal scorers, Pedro de Paula and Issa Diallo, the birthday boy. Here's a look at the highlights.
That should have been 1-0 right from the very beginning, but De Paula took an extra touch there. Instead of taking it first time, had another opportunity. Diallo there as well in front of goal. The 2 goal scorers eventually got one chance first to kind of get their appetite wet. And then look at this. It's all very tight inside the box. Great piece of skill there, and then a lovely pass back to De Paula. It's an exquisite goal from the Aguilas.
What a display. Yeah, I'm out of words there. I was just watching, letting them do the talking. A highlight without a doubt. De Paula wanted his second for the day there.
I think that's what we've been seeing in this game, is the incredible team chemistry of the players of the Aguilas in the build-up and how they've been finishing off their chances. And this was a fantastic double save for Iko Mangawang to keep the clean sheet intact. And that was the closest that Garelli got to scoring.
We got to see some corners also here and there. Bukit getting a shot of his own also. He would have liked to join the scoring party with the way he's been that force in the midfield. He's been cutting inside also to create chances, to be dangerous. It's on to the second 45 right here. It's your main event in our doubleheader.
Arnel Amita, he's going to get the ball here. He's been central to everything good for Aguilas in this match. Both goals set up by him expertly well. And he's going to play another big part here in this second half. Again, you mentioned it, Claro, the third goal, absolutely crucial. If it's for the Aguilas, it's going to be game done and dusted pretty much. But if it is for Don Bosco Garelli, this game is going to turn up a notch in intensity. And it's already being played at a really high level.
This one far from over. If you just tuned in, don't you worry. Perfect timing. Bukit chested it. He was under pressure from Edie. Villarreal. No changes in the halftime break from the looks of it.
Alam mo, Claro, na pag-usapan natin, you know, the plaudits for Aguilas and the way they've played, how they've created their chances, and how they've finished them off. But you must give credit to Don Bosco Garelli United. You know, in the first round, you could see that they struggled a little bit, but today, you're seeing a level of intensity that will be very difficult to match in future matches for them. So, you know, you could see that they're building something promising now. At kung tuloy-tuloy sila na maglaro ng ganitong klaseng level in terms of their work rate and in terms of their intensity, good things are going to happen for this club.
And looking back, the Aguilas actually did not see action last weekend, so there was that time to rest, recover, maybe reset also if you are coming off a loss. That was the case for them. You still got to give kudos to Garelli because, I mean, yes, they haven't scored yet, right, in this calendar year. They've learned a thing or two from their previous games. They're bringing extra energy. And as you got to see, they're creating chances here and there also. It's not just one-way traffic in this game.
Definitely not. And cut it in there, putting in a good ball, forcing Iko Mangawang to get involved.
Sims got it to Katarinin. Kart Talarok. Chance to cross it, 1-3. It's a hard fall here for Felipe Melgaco.
It's just a warning. But he's made the most of a very difficult situation there. It's 1-3. And he's been clever. And he's drawn the challenge from Kart Talarok, who's cleaned him out on that play.
On the other side earlier, Garelli asking for a card. What a start to the second half, just 3 minutes in. It's a playoff intensity foul.
Yeah, you know, it does feel like that. Like, there's a lot on the line for both teams.
It's the intensity again. Fans and neutrals will thank the teams for that, without a doubt. That's what we want to see. That's what the community wants to see. Players giving their all, one play at a time, one pass at a time. Yamaguchi sends it.
Oh,
There's the header that was off for Edie.
again, just a bit more accuracy from Don Bosco Garelli United. They've worked that one well. A good position to score. They just haven't been able to find the target.
What's interesting with the Aguilas also is their top scorer, Ibrahim Madamu. He's on the bench. When they started Isa Diallo, I'm sure that's not because it's not because it's his birthday,
You'd like to think so.
but he got to score, right? That's why it's 2-0. Pedro De Paula, the other goal scorer.
The faith has been repaid. But on top of that goal, he's also been a real workhorse up in front. He's provided a lot of good options for the attacking midfielders.
Sent forward by Mahinay. He's on a yellow again from the first half. Let's remember, Kalukaran, defensive header. Iri again. He's been getting some touches in the attacking end of Garelli.
You love the confidence, but it's going to be a difficult one.
Iri with a more attacking role now. He did play fullback in the previous game, if I'm right. The Filipino-Scottish.
And he came on as an early substitute.
Right.
Still 10 minutes to play in that first half. And he was brought in alongside Aguilas.
Diallo back to Talarok. He'll push it in. Amita. Kalukaran. They switched it. Book it. Right intention. Maybe too much power behind the ball.
And when you watch Cartalarok absolutely rifle the ball into the path of Arnel Amita and him stop it dead, you realize the level of quality of these players and the reason why they get to play so quickly. It's a joy to watch.
You also have to give kudos to the Aguilas social media team over the holiday break, I will say. Sorry if I'm saying it late, but they made that word on the beat challenge, and it was all these different words that rhymed with cart. So you can see Cartalarok's face and a number of objects that rhymed with his name.
They've been on a roll as of late. If you haven't, give them a follow. Aguilas on social media, they're a very entertaining bunch. But oh dear,
Gifted away. Milgako will push. He has an option. They got to take it, but it was wide as you saw.
One thing Umak cannot do is take their foot off the gas and think this game is done and dusted.
That was a gift. And on any other day, a gift like that, you're going to pay an expensive price, conceding a goal. De Paula to Cartalarok. Brother Richard is overlapping to help out. Katarinin and Cartalarok, they know each other well, as we mentioned. Katarinin facing his former team. And then Nogako gets a shove from Mansworth. A yellow is issued here.
Let's have a look at that. Definite push from behind on Melgako. Unsworth, perhaps a bit unfortunate that he's been given a yellow card here. He's been playing a game that hasn't been too physical, at least, you know, illegally in this match. And he's been punished there when you could argue that Cartalarok's challenge from earlier deserved more of a punishment. It seems he got talked into giving a yellow there.
Amita received a flick from Cartalarok. De Paula. Mr. Talarok. Now he got hit. There's an eventual whistle. Here's a change for Garelli. Kim Min Kap will enter.
Substitution for Don Bosco Garelli United.
Hayato Kame, the Japanese midfielder, is going to call it a day after almost an hour of action.
Kim Min Kap.
Let's remember that Garelli already burned the substitution opportunity earlier in the first half. They did make a double change though.
Down to one last window. They can make 2 more substitutions.
Quick passing here. De Paula. There's that quick connection once more. Cartolaro got to slip through Sims, who'll send in the right-footed cross. Amita. His touch appeared to let him down there. Bodies flying all over the place, and it's a whistle against the Aguilas.
It's been a physical game between these two teams. It's not for the faint of heart, this one.
I wonder if this could pave way to a rivalry also, given the intensity of the game.
It seems like it.
We'll definitely take it, right?
Aguilas will be hoping that is not the case. However, because that would mean they're going to face off one more time in the 3rd round. And Aguilas are not interested. They want to move on to the final 6. They want to keep Don Bosco Garelli playing for the classification round. And Aguilas, of course, hunting a spot in the championship round.
A win for the Aguilas will get them into number 6. Richard Talarok furious at Traore. A yellow is issued to Richard. Idi and Mahinay confront him. This stemming from that hard challenge earlier, that Dek De Paula.
Now, this is the worry. If you're the referee and you're allowing an excessive amount of physicality in a match, there are going to be moments where these players are going to test that line. And they're going to step over it from time to time. So let's have a look at this moment here. Strong challenge, but he went for the ball. Now, Traore goes down. Talarok feels Traore was out of line with the contact he made, but Talarok 100% deserves to be booked there. Not only did he kick out at Traore, he's stepped over his man and instigated even more contact. He's got to be very careful here to keep his emotions in check.
Kim Min Kap the sub. They lob it forward. Kim here, but the flag was raised, but that was quite a ball that was delivered from Ebenezer Aguier.
Can't sleep on Don Bosco Garelli United. Again, didn't look like he was offside. Granted, he missed the chance anyway, but that was a promising move for the men in black and orange.
Here's Kim. Yamaguchi. They almost got it to Sims though. Great effort from Garelli, keeping it now. Yamaguchi ulit. Edie will whip in the cross. Unsworth only half cleared.
There was great fluidity to this game in the first half. Now you're seeing a lot more stop-start with the players getting overly physical. This is where the referee, Chris Melkayabiab, really needs to take control.
Nearing the 60th minute already. It's the Aguilas in all white. Garelli in black and orange. Still no goals yet in the second half, but it's 2-0 thanks to the first half strikes of Pedro De Paula and Isa Diallo. You're catching this one on the Facebook or the social media pages of the Philippines Football League. Clara Manzano here alongside Jing Hamlang.
What a pleasure to be here on this Sunday. Great level of football being played by these two teams.
Sims trying to push it wide. In our curtain racer today, Stallion did defeat Philippine Army 5-1. There's the heavy touch. There's the pull of the shirt. It will remain with Agui and company. But just bouncing off what you were saying earlier, it's a bit more stop-start. Did our two teams lose steam?
It's possible that they are experiencing a bit of heavy legs out there, given the intensity in which they're playing. But it's also that it's a little bit of ill discipline in how they've been going into the challenges. Of course, and here's a chance.
El Gaco misses though.
There's also that they've been playing together for 60 minutes. There's been a lot of exchanges in this match, and sometimes you want to get one back. It could be a case that, you know, there are some things that they want to, kumbaga mabawian ba yung mga hits from earlier.
They took it personally, as they say. Are new friendships being made right here?
But you hope that it gets back to where, you know, it is physical, it is intense, but the football is doing the talking.
That's right, well said.
Again, Talarok, he's flirting with a red card here. It is absolutely silly.
He's playing with fire.
And Coach Oliver Colina looking over to his bench immediately because he knows this could become a problem for him. He's got players in the warm-up zone. He's come out with his forearm out. 16 fouls for Aguilas. That's a lot for both teams combined.
25 total. We also witnessed a lot of fouls earlier in our first game, looking back. Here's the ball from Yamaguchi. And did Mangawang just tap that one out? That appears to be the case. Or maybe it came off a defender. Traore is shaking up though, limping a bit. It will be Yamaguchi to send it. He's been the designated man for free kicks, corner kicks. Time continues to tick right here. Outswinger. Mangawan couldn't get to it. Nano half cleared. Age almost. Sims. Dito daw sa kaliwa kay Katarinin. Punched out once more by the keeper. Over to Bukit. Booting it long. Kartalarak to chase. Aguilas. A bit of the pressure from the Aguilas. Garelli negotiating well. It's Aguilas dictating traffic. Katarinin. What a ball. But this one is cleared off by Villarreal. Great quick touch from Sims. This may be the fluidity that we were talking about. Edie couldn't get to it. There's been some great spells and chances for Garelli. Can they get a goal now to show for it? Can they end that scoring drought of theirs?
Don Bosco Garelli United looking the more likely between the two teams right now to find the back of the net. And this is disappointing as this substitution takes place. You saw De Paula there touch the ball on and immediately go down and ask for a substitution. And that means it's a pretty serious injury. You hope it's not. But here comes a pair of substitutions for Don Bosco Garelli United.
Player number 11, Felipe Martins Belgaco, is replaced by player number 22, Samuel Crawford. And player number
Desmoninga and Sam Crawford are checking in.
is replaced by player number
You also have
8, Desmond Black.
substitutions being made for the Aguilas. Akinibi will enter, along with Jacob Pena.
See here, he touches it on and immediately, oop, he feels something. And when there's no contact on a play like that, something muscular or something clicked inside. It's a shame. He's had a good game today.
Substitutions.
I'm not sure if that's blood in the chest of De Paula also that we see picture in the screen when we had a close look.
Number 8, Jacob Pena. And player number 27, Ray Bukit, is replaced by player number 9, Karim Akinibi.
Bukit has been quiet in this second half. So sensible substitutions here for Coach Bing Colina. Huge responsibility now with Pena. He needs to come to grips quickly with this game, particularly in that center of the pitch where everything is rather clogged and tight.
Almost the instant impact right there from Karim Akinibi.
It looks like he's going to be leading the line now with Diallo going out wide.
Clever from Catherine, putting in the work rate. Answer sends it back. Aguilas. Guy. Kim flicked it to the other side. Edie.
He's put too much steam on that Edie. It's missed everybody inside the box, including the man most wide.
But going back with the changes, I'm surprised that they subbed off Yamaguchi given the way he's been able to help that midfield of the Aguilas.
You know, I agree with you. Yamaguchi has been tidy and a real workhorse in midfield for them. And I think you could see in his body language that he was a bit disappointed to be withdrawn, especially with still so much time remaining in this game.
22 minutes and change remaining. Garelli showing promise.
Because they made that substitution early in that 35th minute, they had only one window to go. And so they needed to maximize their substitutions, and that was the risk. But they were willing to gamble here. We'll see if it pays off.
And Guy with a chance to set up a teammate or to pull back a goal. Takes it with his right, sails over the bar.
That would have been a great justification for his inclusion on the pitch.
It's Mangawang to set up. He's been a bit busy. Not much Shamrad on the other hand of Garelli. A bit more relaxed given that they've been controlling the game. Villarreal. Sims. And Kim got to clean up. He'll hit the gas and trigger. Did Crawford get a touch? Not the case. But it's no good for Ingay.
They're on the ascendancy. Aguilas on the ropes at the moment. It's a great chance. Credit to Villarreal for making it a little bit more difficult there. Perhaps just put him off with that late intervention.
Talk about the distance there from Mangawang. That's one of his strengths. Akinibi wide to Cartalarok. Will he cross? Sends it low. Almost for Akinibi, but there's a stop.
Crucial save from Moth Shamrad. And again, Aguilas showing that pace. It's a wonderful ball from Talarok.
I believe Akinibi was looking to set up Isa Diallo. Akinibi, one of the new strikers. Also from England. Fantastic distribution to trigger. Ingay got it over Villarreal. Well, this was Peña who got it to Mangawang.
It's good tracking back from the midfielder.
And if my memory is right, Mangawang and Peña were even teammates back in high school. Mochamrad gifted it to Diallo though. Will he make it a birthday brace? Amita shifts directions. He saw that one was too high though.
He's just leaning back when he took the shot. It done well to get the defense to bite on his fake. He created a bit of room. The technique just lacking in the final moment. That's the kind of area that Arnel Amita thrives in.
He has 2 assists so far again in this evening, let's remember. Nano hurt himself in the process there while trying to poke that ball away. We're geared up for quite a finish here.
No more substitutions available for Don Bosco Garelli United. They've exhausted all of their options off the bench. So this is it. This is going to be the 11 that finishes the match. Meanwhile, for the Aguilas, there might still be a chance to get some fresh legs on.
The changes for Garelli have been able to make that positive impact. But given what you said, it's the Aguilas who still have that lifeliner window. But they have this opportunity, but it's turned in. Looks like a known goal there. We'll confirm things on the ground.
Oh, that is a tough one. It's come from across. He's tried his best to challenge for it. It's ended up in his own net. It is an own goal.
That's gotta hurt for Garelli. But if you're Aguilas, he'll take it. You could argue Diallo involved with that one. Got to get past Bangi.
It's an own goal in favor of Aguilas, Umak
Yep.
City.
I believe that's Pape Traore, who's taking a touch on the ball. It's, you must say, kind of against the run of play, Claro. They have been on the back foot. They've been doing a lot of defending, trying to stifle this Don Bosco Garelli side. And now they've gotten their third and potentially crucial goal. That could be the dagger right there.
The Aguilas will take it, but if you gotta feel for Garelli.
Yes.
They were there. They were competing. You described it in a perfect way. Garelli pushing Aguilas to the ropes. You're in the fight. And then now it's 3-0. It's gotta be heartbreaking. Look at our scorers now. Traore with the own goal. Diallo and De Paula, the goal scorers for the Aguilas. They got to strike in the first half. JV Kalukaran got the best of Edie there. We'll get another change right here for Aguilas Umak. Tomoki will be coming in. That's Tomoki Fujihira. There's also a good number of Japanese players in this Aguilas squad. There's that trend also of sorts. Do you say they're Japanese players? Previously played in Germany, so they're a bit closer to home now, playing in the Philippines. And he said Diallo ends his birthday shift after 75 minutes. A goal, and you could say he was involved in forcing that own goal, which made it 3-0.
Yeah, I'd be quite pleased with his performance today. I think he worked hard, was in the center of a lot of good things for Aguilas Umak. Of course, found the score sheet, forced the own goal. He can go and really enjoy his birthday now.
Tomoki, right after stepping onto the pitch, is hurt.
It's a bit of a rude welcome for the substitute. He's grabbing his face. But you're right, there are a lot of Japanese players in the Philippine Football League. And they've come from many different sources. Some of them from the university level, some of them playing in Southeast Asia, some of them playing further away.
At the end, that's going to up the game here of Philippine football, as we know, with Japan being a country that makes it to the World Cup. Not saying that these are World Cup players of Japan, but they are in that ecosystem.
Yeah, it is a good system that they have there. A lot of players thriving, not just here in the Philippines, but all over the world.
Ingai versus Tomoki. Mahinay. Agie. Cart got to slip it past. It was gifted away by Cart earlier. He did not opt to get it to his brother Richard.
You know, I can't count the number of times that he has passed it to his brother, actually. More often than not, he goes for the option other than his brother, which is something you won't expect.
I can count at least one, I will say, in the 77 minutes so far. Because earlier, I think he connected with Akinibi. I will say also, you love this matchup. Talarox versus Katarinin. They've been going at it on that side of the pitch since kickoff. And they know each other well. We mentioned again because Katarinin used to play for the Aguilas. Yes, the coaches of the Aguilas are different now, but the Talarox have been with this team for quite some time.
It's been a really good battle. They have not shied away from physical contact, that's for sure.
Unsworth. They'll go the other way. Kalukaran. Akinibi. Keeper off his line. Oof. They got to poke it away in the nick of time. That's great from Traore. Tomoki. Hit the deck again. Monchamrad. Unsworth will send it to the side. Quite a rough spell for Tomoki coming off the bench. But he did get his baptism of fire already. He got to start for the Aguilas in opening day, or in their opening game, which was against Kaya. That's already a tough task when you play your first game in the PFL and you're against the defending champs.
Doesn't get any more difficult than that. But he's struggling to settle at the moment. Hasn't quite made the same kind of impact that Diallo was making on that left side. He still has a bit of time here to make his contribution. Meanwhile, Aguilas readying a couple more substitutions to finish off this match.
There's Ibrahim Adamo, I believe, or David Coombe. I'll try to double check what's going on in the ground.
It looks like David Coombe, as well as Brian Jeffrey Palpalatok.
Mahinay. Bangi. Almost got it to win, guy. Villarreal with his enforcer duties, as usual. Peña. And just to clarify for our viewers, that is Jacob Peña, not Jax.
He's been caught there. It's a standing leg that's been taken out by Min Kap Kim, who's quick to apologize. It's a painful one, that.
He might feel that in the morning.
You don't have to wait that long. You're just gonna feel it tonight.
That was the intensity of the hit. Okay, yeah, I felt that just from watching the replay.
It's knee to knee. It's no fun. And here comes the substitution. Richard Talarok coming off here for Palpal Latok. And Unsworth is going to get a breather as he is replaced by David Coombe.
And player number 5, Tom Unsworth, is replaced by player number 79, David Coombe.
Not exactly a like-for-like change. Coombe inserted to the midfield. Unsworth, a defender. You expected Unsworth to finish the game, especially with him being a center back. From what I saw, though, he may need some treatment, maybe some knacks here and there. Combs' ball caused a bit of a mess. Mochamrad got to secure. 9 minutes remaining now. You can see Garelli looking for a consolation, but they'll just keep swinging here up until the end of the game, as true competitors do.
Yeah, you have to appreciate that. They haven't lost their spirit.
You see that they put Richard Tete to finish at the back. He's alongside Dodong Villarreal. Cartalarok, will he push into the middle? Place it here to the fresh legs of David Coombe. Flicked it back, Palpalatok. Cross was stopped. A bit of the one touch, Peña got to secure. Gets them another chance. Akinibi got his pocket picked. Edie, this one in, guy. And his cross was blocked by Kalukaran. The Mangawang was not able to prevent the corner kick.
He put in a real amount of effort there, JV Kalukaran, to come back and get a foot to that cross. He missed his initial tackle, worked really hard to get back.
About 7 minutes and change remaining right here in our second game in this Sunday Philippines Football League doubleheader. Here's the corner. And took a bounce. And Garelli were hoping, of course, that ended up getting turned in. Play resumed quickly by Mangawang. And with that fantastic goal kick, he got it to Nano Amita. He's got Tomoki on the left, Cartalarok on the other side, Akinibi in the center. Coombe. They'll slow things down. They're in the lead. They can manage the game. How will Garelli respond? Cart keeps it in. Takes on Michael Sims. David Coombe made a run for it. Has targets. And Mahinay with the stop.
It's a similar situation to the earlier own goal. It's a difficult position of the body there, and he's just stuck a leg out. It could have gone anywhere.
Cartalarok will take it. They're also burning time from the clock. There's a save right here. Oh, Monchamrad appeared to miss-hit that ball. Ito scheme against Palpalatok and Kalukaran. Combe. And that's why they put him, from the looks of it, a midfielder to help them stabilize things.
They're showing maturity here, Aguilas.
Akinibi taking on Traore. Showing us the skill.
Akinibi showing out there, but he has not been given the whistle. In fact, he's being called for handball on that play. That's an interesting call, because he had done fantastically well to get around his man. Felt he was dragged down.
I will say oftentimes, he'll see a player hit the ground after getting hit. They grab into the ball, and then the whistle is blown in their favor, but they were hit by the opponent.
Not impressed with him going down under little contact. At least that was the assessment of the officials. It was a good piece of skill. I'll give him that.
Well, time continues to tick right here. This result will be made official in a bit.
Let's have a look at it here, Claro. Look at this. Great footwork. And then gets it through the legs. Hello. Thought he was pulled. Hey, he might have a point there that he was being dragged back.
And with this impending result, the Aguilas will go up to 20 points. Good for 6th place. Behind them, Maharlika, but the Aguilas have matches on hand and have an opportunity to build a lead in points. Garelli will remain at 9th spot. They're actually tied with Valenzuela, PB, Minjola, but Garelli with a better goal difference than Minjola. Here's Tomoki sending it to Palpalatok. It's Palpalatok who is really one of those starters at fullback. So they put him in to see this one through the end.
What a luxury to have fresh legs and the quality of Palpalatok to finish off this match.
And Peña will knock it back. Villarreal. Peña to Kalukaran. JV did not opt to get it to Tomoki.
This is exactly what Aguilas need right now. They don't need to rush it. They just need a bit of maturity on the ball.
And with that, they deny any chances, particularly on the counter, where Garelli have been dangerous. But Garelli, time is running out along with answers. Well, let's look ahead also. Philippines Football League action will continue this Wednesday. We have our midweek fixtures. Katarinin.
Actually very intrigued by that matchup between Philippine Army and Tuloy. That's going to take place in midweek. It's a great tackle from Peña.
You could hear the impact from the ball. Edie. Over to Sims.
You could argue that this match is done and dusted with the result already decided, but this is a stacked squad that you have at Aguilas, and every moment you get to impress, you have to take it. And you see there Peña throwing his body on the line in order to make sure that Don Bosco Garelli is stifled in midfield. He's paid a price for that as well. It looks like he's needing a moment to recover.
A clean sheet will put the cherry on top for the Aguilas in this victory. That's what they're searching for now.
That would be the perfect platform for them to build off of. But that's a mistake from Villarreal, and they could get punished here.
And they almost get it though. inches or centimeters wide. Close to the back post.
It's a blemish on what have been a perfect game here for Reynald Villarreal. So close. And you know they deserve a goal, Don Bosco Garelli United. They may not deserve all 3 points, but they've done enough for the opportunity to end that long drought that they've had in front of goal.
Not to take anything away from the Aguilas and Isa Diallo in that third goal. Diallo forced that own goal again. But that's bad luck, you could say, in the perspective of Garelli. Now, they were in it, and then the game was essentially sealed with that moment that you call unlucky in their perspective. That went past the touchline for M80. Peña just injecting that energy to finish the game strong. You like this from Garelli. Pressing and pressing. Tomoki got to break free. Talara calling for it on the other side. Akinibi gives that option ahead. There's M80 on the left. No whistle there. It ends up with Kim.
Again, great quality from Aguilas navigating the tight space. You said the press was there from Don Bosco Garelli, but boy, did they cut through that in some style.
Crawford wide to Edie. Mangawang got to secure.
It's been a great game for Iko Mangawang. You want a young player like him to get good experience, and today he's gotten exactly that. He's been tested, he's been busy, and he's showcased his talent in a big way today.
The former Philippines U22, 23 international. A number of clean sheets already for him in this season. He wants to add one more.
You can get a clean sheet being a spectator, but that hasn't been the case tonight.
He had to put in the work. The Aguilas flirted with danger a number of times because Garelli put the fight to them. It's at the feet of Crawford. They'll give the early cross. Off of Coombe. Kalukaran knocked it wide. Tomoki, about a minute and 30 remaining now. They clear it. Akini beat those fresh legs again. It's with him. Invites Banjo Mahinay to the dance. Shoots from distance, but it was covered by Mochamrad at the bottom left corner.
I thought the better option there was to pass the ball, but it was M80 himself who was encouraging him to shoot.
Sabi daw ni Nano eh.
Sabi ni Kapitan eh.
Captain's armband pa. Tomoki from M80. Came off of Mahinay. Mahinay picked up a yellow earlier, let's recall, but did quite the job. Didn't get a second one in this game.
Mangawang felt like he could have caught that, as it wasn't an intentional back pass, but he wasn't taking any chances.
Desmond Ingay. Here's the long ball. Kim.
Oh. Again, another moment. Just needed a bit of composure there in front of goal.
Our goal scorers again, for those who just tuned in. De Paula opened things. Isa Diallo got his birthday goal. Diallo himself forced that own goal from Garelli to make it 3-0. Coombe got it from Talarok. And Tete finishing the game at center back after starting this matchup at center mid or holding midfield. It's with Mangawang. And that's eventually the full-time whistle here at the Rizal Memorial Stadium. 3-0 in our second match of the day in your Sunday doubleheader. The Aguilas go back to winning ways. Their first win in this calendar year for Garelli. 3 straight losses in this calendar year. 3 games, no goals here. Confirmation of our score. Giallo and De Pauli are goal scorers here for Aguilas Umak FC. Traore, unfortunately, an own goal there. But quite a game nonetheless, as we've mentioned. Both teams brought in that intensity. We got to see it particularly in the first half. I'll just point out also before I take it to Eugene, 28 fouls combined here between our two teams.
It was a physical affair, it was an intense affair, and it was a very well-contested match, which Aguilas fully deserved to win. They were sensational in the right moments, they put in the work, they were intense, and they worked hard for this victory. A fully deserved 3 points, 3 goals to their name. It was very impressive in the end, and they're going to be very happy with that result. But fair play as well to Don Bosco Garelli United. They made a really good match of it, and they can build off of this platform. And I would imagine that they're going to be a tough test for many teams here in the Philippines Football League. But Aguilas back in the top 6, and that's all that matters for them now. It's time for them to hopefully get a run going here in the second round.
It was 2-0 at that point. Catorinin also had quite a game himself. He started the game at left wing, played the full 90.
We encourage you to visit the official Facebook
That one hit the side netting for Felipe Melgaco.
of the Philippines Football League.
Well, what a way to cap off our weekend of games right here in the Philippines Football League. This may have been the moment where he said Giallo forced that own goal to make it 3-0. That was the dagger. Cartalaro continued to stay solid there. But we'll sign off from this one. This is Clara Manzano alongside Jing Hamnang. It ends Aguilas Umak 3, Garelli 0. We'll take it to the pitch with our man of the match interview.
Congrats on the win. What are your thoughts on the game?
First half, we're doing well. Pero sa second half, nag-struggle kami dahil nag-pressing yung kalaban. So, pero at the end of the day, we get the 3 points.
What went well and what went right during this game?
Sorry?
What went right during this game?
Siguro nasunod namin yung pinapagawa ng coaches namin sa first half. So, to press high in the first 15. So, we did well. So, siguro yun yung parang nagdala sa amin para manalo sa game na to.
Lastly, ano po yung mga message sa fans nyo?
So sa lahat ng fans ng Aguilas, maraming salamat sa suporta. Sana suportahan nyo PFL at sa Aguilas FC. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.